Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming back to the channel. It's an breaking news type of story this time of night for me, as there has been conversation on the UK TV channel, ITV, and an interview with the ITV News that former Scotland captain Ollie Wilkes has admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs while playing for rugby league clubs in his career. Scott Wilkes, who played for 11 different clubs during his 20-year career, revealed that he used growth hormones and peptides during his time playing for Whitehaven and Wigan Warriors. The 41-year-old also claimed that doping took place at a number of clubs where he played, although there is no suggestion that the clubs were aware of his actions. Speaking to that, Wilkes said, "I used to see people who I was good as, then all of a sudden come back after a pre-season massive. I'd never say that what club, what name, and then just see them absolutely tear it up," Wilkes said. They were quite slow at the start of pre-season, just a bit heavy, then shred up a bit. I assumed they'd be clean by this point and avoid being caught. At one stage I thought to myself, how am I going to compete with that knowing they're doing what they're doing? This was before I tried it myself. You knew that someone was using something and you knew you were as good as them, but they'd be getting picked. But you think to yourself, is that what I'd have to do to get into the team? Do I have to take something? He added, I signed for Whitehaven and I was only training 2 times a week, and they'd offer me alright money. And I thought to myself, I was like, should I have some? See what all the fuss is about. So I tried the performance enhancement drug, a banned one, 6 weeks into the season. I got a phone call off Wigan to sign for Wigan. And I thought to myself, well, I thought it worked. Scott Wilkes, who captained Scotland during the 2013 Rugby League World Cup, also alleged that some coaches would try to shield their players from when the drug testers came in. He said, on a couple of occasions, I could say that if anybody had been mentioned, drug testers are here. He said, if you're not here now, here is your chance to bob out. And then there has been a couple of times when guys have nipped out and their names haven't gone down on the list. Wilkes' revelations come at a time when another former player, Jamie Axon, was banned from the sport for 2 years after a stored sample of his was retested and found it contained a growth hormone releasing peptide. Axon, who retired in 2019, then posted a video on Instagram in which he accused the sport of making great efforts to cover up drug use. Sky Sports News and other outlets have contacted Wigan Warriors and Whitehaven for a comment. But meanwhile, in a statement from the RFL, the game's governing body, it read, the RFL is committed to rugby league being a clean sport. The RFL condemns drug use in sport as doping is harmful to the core values of rugby league. It is damaging to the players' health and well-being, the fairness and integrity of the competition, and prevents all from the right to participate in doping-free competitions. The RFL works closely with the UK AntiDoping, with all alleged breaches of anti-doping rules being referred to and investigated by UKAD. The RFL has a significant focus on education of players, including online and with anti-doping workshop run annually by UKAD trained educators. In addition, it is compulsory for certain support staff to have completed UKAD's Clean Sports Advisor courses. In conjunction with UKAD, We carry out a number of in and out of competition doping tests. We are also supportive of UKAD's testing of historic tests and believe this plays an important part in messaging to players to ensure the sport remains clean. In response to the statement from the RFL, the UK Anti-Doping UKAD spokesman said, "We take all information regarding possible doping in sport very seriously and encourage anyone with information to search, protect your sport and pass that information on to us in confidence." In 2021, as part of the intelligence-led and risk-based testing programme across all sports, UKAD conducted over 600 tests in the Rugby Football League, making it the third most tested sport by UKAD after football and rugby union. UKAD prosecutes athletes who fail and evade tests and remove from sport those who cheat. Samples from many athletes are also kept in a long-term storage for reanalysis at a later date. UKAD recently successfully prosecuted a former Rugby League player following samples reanalysis. In the last 5 years, UKAD have published decisions confirming 14 bans to Rugby League players. It is important to note that testing alone does not make a robust anti-doping programme. We work closely with the RFL to ensure their education programmes make athletes and support staff aware of their responsibilities to clean sport and the risks involved in taking prohibited substances. 2022 is a big year for Rugby League, with the Rugby League World Cup and also the multiple broadcasters that are getting involved in the sport. So this coming out at this time is bad for Rugby League. It may help figures for viewers in the long run due to morbid curiosity, but it's a drug scandal. It's a scandal again. No matter how long in the past it was, it's still drugs. It's sexy in the news world, and for the casuals to read and those that don't like rugby league to lambast the sport. We need to be on top of all these allegations as a sport, and there are so many that are coming out against the players with either their acknowledgement that they're doing this, or because they're doing this to when they were playing. Brian Carney spoke on Sky Sports News when this came out and asked for these players to come and apologise to the sport for bringing the sport into disrepute. And I agree with him on a level, because if there's more that know about it, then or do it, then it needs to become clear. Anyway, that's me bringing you this news. Tell me in the comments what your thoughts are. Have a good discussion about it. I want to know what would happen to rugby league with all this around it. Is it something that will bring more eyes? Is it good news? No news is bad news in this case. Keeping the rugby league train rolling, or is it just a way that rugby league will self-destruct itself after such a positive weekend? But anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.